When news broke last week that Apple was purchasing Beats by Dre for a cool $3.2 billion, investors, analysts, and consumers were shocked at the valuation. Apple's stock sharply dipped the second the news broke in after-hours trading and steadily throughout the following day. Every article seemed to scream how this was a bad deal for Apple. Huh? This deal actually values Beats for less than what I pegged them to be worth, and Apple actually walks away the winner, from my eyes, in this deal. Have you ever heard the saying that 1 + 1 = 3? Well, this is a perfect case of two companies coming together to make both more powerful. Beats at its core is a great brand with brilliant entertainment and music minds behind it. Apple's the best hardware brand in the world and has the best retail store chain in the world. Ironically, Beats by Dre has been one of the top-selling products at Apple stores since it launched, and Apple has been one of Beats' biggest retailers. The combination here makes so much sense for Apple because now they can own one of their most successful products at retail and don't have to buy it at wholesale, thus leaving 100% profits on all their sales moving forward. It also opens up the opportunities to launch new or exclusive Beats products at Apple retailers to keep the store's momentum going and cool factor in place. Next, let's look at the raw numbers. Beats headphones sell over $1 billion in product annually. Many companies and investors value companies by the 10 times rule, meaning multiply a company's revenue times 10, and that's its value. Although Beats has other debt and overhead outstanding, even cutting this figure in half would value the company at $5 billion from hardware alone. This is almost half of the figure they purchased it at. So wait, why would Beats do this deal then? Well, $3 billion is still a lot, and takes out the risk for the founders who walk away with more money than they'll ever be able to spend for generations. However, more importantly for Beats is the fact that dealing with design, manufacturing, sales, logistics, and all that was originally never part of the plan. They originally partnered with Monster Cable to handle this end, while they just focused on marketing and branding before the two split ways. Beats picked up the slack here temporarily in deals with HTC and others before moving it all in-house. That being said, there's no way they can come close to the experience, knowledge, or back-end that Apple has in this area. If you add in Apple's incredible hardware design team and the product quality, margins, and infrastructure for Beats is now incredibly powerful and will produce much better margins. We haven't even addressed the new streaming music service, Beats Music, yet. With iTunes music sales cutting down, Apple knows the streaming music service revolution is the next frontier of the music business, and its in-house iTunes radio hasn't really taken off like it's expected. Now, Spotify, Beats' streaming competitor, is valued at over $4 billion itself on its own, and despite having a good head start over Beats in the streaming space, really lacks the muscle and marketing prowess that Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre's team have. What Beats Music was lacking was mass market awareness for the streaming service and the fact that people still had to find and install the app. That all changes with this deal. I expect Beats Music to be installed into every iPhone and iPad, and in fact, all Apple products from this day forward. You'll be able to pay the monthly fee with your Apple account, which is a huge opportunity since getting people to enter their credit card is still one of the hardest things to do. As for minds coming together, Jimmy Iovine has slowly been stepping away from Interscope and the music business for years, realizing it was a sinking ship, and his prowess has paid off. Silicon Valley has never really had any figureheads that can mix the value of music with technology. Now, with Jimmy and the Beats senior staff reporting to Tim Cook at Apple, Apple's positioned to take advantage of the greatest marketing tool in the world for its entire brand, music. And now, by default, has the best marketing in-house at its fingertips. Not to mention, nearly everything Dr. Dre touches turns to gold. In conclusion, the screams from the market are from people who clearly have no insider knowledge of what is actually going on. As I just explained, Apple actually walks away with the steal. People often get so caught up in a big number they ignore looking at everything around it and seeing the full picture. 1 + 1 truly does equal 3, with 9 zeros behind it in this case.